we just completed a great town hall where we mostly discussed the proposal that we just approved to start Eden Fractal Spring Break on the 26th, and then to return for the first Eden Fractal Respect game of the second half of the season on May 7th. That video will be posted on the Eden Creators YouTube channel shortly, and we're here working to optimize collective decision making with the Eden Fractal community about to play our beloved Respect game. And so, yeah, you can see all the new videos on Eden Creators YouTube channel, EdenFractal.com. Everybody knows all this stuff. New videos have been released on the Eden Creators YouTube channel. Check them out. And I'm just going to speed run through this because we've just went through this presentation about an hour ago. So today is March 12th, and then next week we're going to have an Eden Town Hall for 2 hours probably, and then in 2 weeks we're going to have our Eden Fractal Respect game event again, as well as another hour-long Town Hall, and that will be the last events before the mid-season break, and then we'll return for the next Respect game on May 7th, at least according to the current proposal we made, although we just agreed that we could potentially make some sort of different proposal and approve it on the 26th of March as well. So stay tuned for that in the Eden Fractal Telegram group. We're also going to be working on the intent document in between then too, in t.me/EdenFractal, the Eden Fractal Telegram group, and now we're going to play the Respect game, where we each share our contributions to Eden Fractal's mission and vision, and then we're going to rank each other's contributions and submit it on chain to give each other respect. Over the past few weeks, we've also been doing this contribution requests too, and there's been a few. These are kind of like specified things that community members are looking for, and Eden Fractal intent document, community agreement, and ORDAO are among those things. People can find more about those in the Telegram group, as well as this kind of report about that Tadas put together of what people are valuing right now, or voting for rather. So everyone here is very familiar with our vision and mission, and you're all very familiar with the Respect game too, so feel free to share your screen as always, and we'll each take turns to share what we've been doing to help Eden Fractal. Does anybody want to go first and share what they've been up to help optimize and collective decision making and implement fractal decision making processes at society? Since there's just the four of us, we could go for a bit longer, like maybe 5 minutes each or something, as opposed to 4 minutes each. I see Sebastian, you're unmuted, and it's the first time we've seen you here at Eden Fractal, so really appreciate you joining us and curious what you've been up to. Do you want to maybe go first?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in contact with Tanya, so she has like this idea of creating a forum in English that people can like post about social experimenting with all the toolings and also kind of the philosophical aspects of molecular animals. So it's supposed to, as far as I understood her, be a community forum where like people around the world can post how like different social structures are established through the mechanisms we use, and yeah, that in a very transparent way, so that people can learn from each other, even if the experiments are widely spread across the globe. So like that's a grand vision. I'm still in contact with her to understand it, like exactly in what way she wants to have designed it. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking at regarding this kind of right now. And yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm watching other videos, and I mean, I think AI may play a really big role that I haven't seen come in that way. You know, like that AI agents might be able to use the Eden process to communicate among each other. Like there was something that wasn't in my scope at all, and yeah, I found it very, very interesting. So and I see a great potential in that as well, even though it's not like yeah, like foreseen, so to say. But I don't have anything like that I have contributed actively at the moment. So it's all conceptual and yeah, a lot of learning that I've done. So yeah.
Sounds great. Well, thank you very much for sharing what you've been working on and also watching the videos and learning. And yeah, I'm excited to discuss those topics with you at some point. I see Tadas' hands
Yeah.
up. Tadas, would you like to share something? Or Sebastian, if you want to go ahead too, it's still your turn.
No, fine.
I think Sebastian did not take long, so maybe some questions. Uh, where where did you meet? Did you invite?
No, I haven't. I haven't. She wrote me that she was like trying to contact Eric, but he didn't respond for like 2 or 3 weeks. So she started messaging me, and I saw that we had like this Eden group in common. So since then, she sent me some flyers, and yeah, like, oh, she would like to see her village farm and others as well. Um, yeah, I'm not so sure about how well she really understands what we are doing, to be honest. But there's like passion in that, so there might be something. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. And by the way, feel free to come here and participate, even if you haven't contributed anything.
Yeah, yeah, that's the plan.
It's not, you don't have to excuse yourself for not contributing everything actively. Because
Yeah, that's still the brainwashing from high school, you know.
Yeah, I agree. It's always great to see you, Sebastian, and just watching the videos and just thinking about it, sharing how you think about it, and, AI agents and fractal governance, and also speaking with Tanya. Those are all contributions too. Yeah, so you just come and just said that you just read the chats like that. That's great, and appreciate you thinking about it and also helping out however you can. And then, Tanya, I think she's been working or she's been following part of the group with Fractal Circles. And so I think she knows Mikhail, maybe? I don't know exactly what the relationship is there, but she shared a really nice message in the Eden Fractal chat maybe a month ago, so I never mean to get back to her. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you chatting with her. I'm interested to see what she's doing.
Sure. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I would really like to make a forum like that. Yeah, but the more I write with her, the more it becomes clear that there's like only this big vision, and not really like so she's not taking like the tools into perspective. Like that's not her main focus. She really just wants a platform where people can come together and discuss what their experience with these different mechanisms is, as far as I understand. So she's not really about integrating like the tools on the forum side directly. So it's more like a forum where people come together and share how well they or yeah, what exactly they have been up to. And yeah, because we all live in different environments in different jurisdictions, and so we can learn from that and grow together maybe. But yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm still texting with her, so let's see.
All right, sounds great. Well, yeah, thanks for the update, and looking forward to hearing the work as it progresses. She did say if anyone wants to help me understand all the features of your work so far, she'd be happy to be part of our community in Fractal and also engage when she understands a little bit better. So
Yeah.
I think she has interest in learning the tools and stuff. So thank you so much, Sebastian. And yeah, if there's anything else you want to share, Sebastian, you can go ahead. But otherwise, we've probably been over 5 minutes for Sebastian's contribution. So I see Tadas shared his contribution list too. So if you want to pick somebody to go next, Sebastian, then you can do so whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's hear from Tadas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so most of my contributions started last week. I created this Synchronous Respect Tree's cumulative report, which basically accumulates results of all the Synchronous Respect Tree games we played over the last three uh, three mm, three games, basically, not counting the game we played uh, this week because I haven't built a report for it yet. But yeah, yes, so this accumulates all the results from all the different periods in a way where all the results have a decay function. Yeah, I think this is useful because we don't have to recreate all the items for every period. Yeah, and this is the source code, and I created uh, these workflows to generate these reports automatically, also to create poll descriptions for facilitating second stage of synchronous respect trees. Next step would be to automate the poll creation itself. Then participated in Eden town hall last week where we discussed a bunch of stuff. I responded to Dan's feedback on SRT and related games. I also share some general perspectives about these games and what we should do with them going forward. Presented the SRT report I just showed you and discussed firmament ideas with Dan, which by the way informed the intent document and the directory I shared with you earlier. Yeah, and thanks to Dan especially. Yeah, I then facilitated Synchronous Respect Tree game for this week. And in it I created a contribution request for ORDAO, which in itself invites to play Synchronous Respect Trees for ORDAO Fractal. And for me, this is a significant achievement in a way because it's a prototype for one way to extend synchronous respect trees where we actually have this nested structure where items can host other items. So yeah, for that I created ORDAO snapshot space where we could vote on proposals. But yeah, this week there were no proposals for ORDAO fractals, so maybe we will try it some other time. Yeah, I then created this Eden Fractal directory I just shared with you, and this relates. This is partly a result of my work on firmament and also the discussion with Dan and the need for intent documents, scheduling, and the consensus process changes. A lot of things basically aligned on this intent directory. This what I just showed you. Then I executed ORDAO proposals, and especially in particular the settings changes, which mean we can finally execute proposals in about a week from making them, which will create a more natural rhythm. finally I investigated one failed execution in Zao Fractal, and it was again caused by one of the recipient accounts setting a code to itself that rejects these token transfers. And yeah, I informed Zaal about it, results of my investigation. Did not take long to understand what's going on, but yeah, it's the same issue that we already had one time in Eden Fractal. Yes, and I believe that's all for me. Eric?
Hey, so Tadas, you just goofed off in the last period. Doesn't sound like you did anything at all. That's actually really impressive.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I'll see if I could share the screen. And let's see if I can do it. Oh, almost. There it is. Can you guys see that?
Yes, I can see it, although it's fairly zoomed in. So right now we can only see up until where it says 1 hour. We can change your, and then the bottom is cut
Yeah,
off.
that's it. Yeah. So, so what I did was this is the second week that I launched one of my cohorts. So I'm doing 8-week pilots, a simple 8-week system to help nonprofits turn volunteer appreciation into measurable growth. And so I'm just saying, for organizations who believe that volunteers can be a significant growth engine, I can get your volunteer growth engine started in 8 weeks by only getting 1 hour a week. So we've started with that. So this was the ad that I put out in a newsletter, and also in the chat I put in a LinkedIn post that I did. So those are the 4 areas. So we've got overcoming domestic violence, entrepreneurship, innovation in health and life sciences, and helping students move from passion to profession, basically helping students get paid for their profession by their passion by the time they graduate, while universities get to focus on their employment capabilities over the degree capabilities, and companies get to hire their best new hire. So I created a website to go along with that, impactfulgiving.org, where they can go in and they can select one of these 4. There's also a place where other nonprofits can request their own 8-week volunteer pilot. So mostly I've been advertising that and promoting it and trying to get get 100 volunteers that I need to make all this stuff work. On top of that, so of those 4 cohorts, we did start the God's Heart Ministry, Los Valientes, for overcoming domestic violence. So we did 2 weeks, and I'm happy to say so far my vibe-coded software has worked flawlessly for 2 weeks in a row. Keep my finger crossed. It's fast, it's effective, they like it. So I'm continuing to roll new people into that one, and now I'm launching the other 3. So that's good. The other thing that's kind of interesting in that Career Catalyst Collaborative is we're building basically an operating system for any business, but for running that organization, that I'm hoping to add to the nonprofits. And it creates a strategic layer that goes on top of any AI, or most AIs. Right now, we're mostly running it in ChatGPT, but it doesn't care. OpenClaw, Claude, whatever. But that is where you keep track of timelines. And so as I drag and drop things, like I said, oh, I had a meeting with Tadas or Dan, it'll know what project that is and it'll drag it in and update it. But as you're working on strategy, then you could say, write a summary up of that. And so the second part is people's documentation is fragmented. So the second layer of the operating system is knowledge based. It's your second brain. And that keeps track of where all that stuff is, because people spend as much as an hour a work day. I mean, they spend like a day a week on their work day trying to find out where you put stuff and where other people, where is this spreadsheet? Where is the presentation? So now the AI catalogs that and stores that in your Notion layer or your Google Docs layer or your Microsoft layer. And then the next level down is operations. So the two operations we've been playing with are coding and marketing automation. So it'll actually design your marketing strategy. It will cover your funnels, your pipelines, your tags, your automations and snapshots, and it'll actually write that for you in the marketing automation that we're using. So we're trying to say AI is good and agentic AI is very cool. We're trying to say, yeah, but how do you put that together for an organization that doesn't know how to do any of that? Why? Because in that strategic layer, that's where I'm starting to plan for putting in the, what I'm calling is the volunteer engine, or it's really the nonprofit engagement engine. That's really the strategy piece that builds up. And of course, we're implementing this in the strategy. So I'm talking about integrating that into their operating system and hopefully getting funding so we can pay Tadas to do stuff to figure out how to make that stuff better in a real environment. Right now, though I don't have any money, I just have a 501c3 approved and a doctorate in projects. So hopefully I'm going to change that this year. But that's really what we've been doing, is testing and moving that as we build out the Career Catalyst Collaborative while enrolling schools, students, and organizations, businesses, and things into that. And we're setting up our first other layer of this operating system, an engagement layer, which actually sets up an event under a friend who has an event company where we can make it so any business can put an event in that says, here's what it's like to work here under our umbrella. And we just veto it if it doesn't fit the ethical or value-based vision of where we're going. Other like anything, as long as it's cool, doesn't hurt anybody, put it in, and then we will expand that out to all these people. And then to run this, we've got the volunteer layer, which we are recruiting for right now. I know that's a lot. I don't know if I explained that well.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. I mean, AI security may also play a big role in the future.
Well, that is in everything we do.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes we have to run these things in their own separate, especially new ones, sometimes OpenClaw or sometimes Claude. We have to do things to make it so that there's middleware and all that, so you're not opening the company, especially a lot of the medical stuff we're doing has HIPAA requirements and things like that. So we have to be careful. So yeah, that's in everything we do. But you're right on. And I'm not saying we figured it all out. I'm saying we have to think about that in everything we do. Because we are not building an AI. We are building things that uses AI.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got a cool tool if you're using ChatGPT that you can use, because when we do the strategy, what we're doing is when you come up with an idea, we use different AIs to beat you up and value strategy. So it says, from the technical point of view, here's what I think of your idea. From the ethical point of view, from the marketing or gate. So in other words, it divides the problem up with the different personalities, and the different AIs act independently and beat up on that and grade your idea and give you suggestions. So there's a free version of that. It's in ChatGPT. I know it also runs in Claude and other things, but I don't know how to add it because I've just been using the Chat GPT.
As like principle-based difference, kind of. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, these AIs also don't suck up to you and say, Sebastian, that's the greatest idea I've ever heard. You're on exactly the right track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that can happen. Yeah. Mm.
we program that out of it, so it just
Oh,
gives you
okay.
an analytical view of here's what a disgruntled parent would think of that. Here's what a county board member would think of that. Here's what an investor would think of that. And because that's one thing AI is really good, is reading what all those people wrote and build that into a bundle, and then they turn it back on you. So in the
Right.
strategic layer, we're adding lots of different evaluations of ideas.
Mm. Yeah, super interesting.
Oh, and sorry I wasn't here last week. I was at the Festival of Biologics podcasting.
No worries. Thank you for letting us know, and thank you for all the great contributions. I'm curious if any of those podcasts got released. I remember talking about those, but be interested in listening to whatever you might do these days.
I was talking to my sponsor yesterday, and they're pulling it in and editing it because I needed to make a bunch of episodes, which I did more at Festival of Biologics, and now I've probably got at least 10 episodes, so they're adding that core in there.
Okay, sounds good. Well, look forward to listening when it's released, as well as hearing about all your progress. And yeah,
well, that's the
work.
big thing. Go to my
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn and like it, repost it, comment, anything you could do to boost that up. Share the impactfulgiving.org link anywhere to anyone.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have to brush off my LinkedIn account and get on there and like
Or
it and
just
share
share
stuff.
Or share the link. I posted the ad that I shared in the Eden Fractal Telegram.
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing, Eric. Really appreciate it. And there's something else I was going to say, but I don't remember what it was. But it's probably good for me to go soon because we have about 25 minutes left or so. Is there anything else you wanted to share, Eric, before I go?
No, just thank everybody for what you do. Just keep it on. It helps keeping it going. And I like that Tadas is always thinking about the next step. I just don't know how to implement it at this level because the people I'm with are so basic that I have to get a group. My role is, how can I teach somebody this once and do that? Like, I could teach somebody as a facilitator and they nailed it. I could teach somebody to participate, once and they nailed it. And that's actually been working pretty good, even with people who don't have technology, or people are getting confused. How do I rename my screen name? That kind of stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
Making sense is a big part of it.
Yeah, adoption is the hard part.
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff Tadas does is really hard, but getting people to go, oh, respect to you, I'm in, is really hard.
Yeah. I can imagine. Yeah.
Well, I think you're doing something somewhat similar. We're talking to Tanya, Sebastian. She's somebody who doesn't understand many of the games, as far as I understand you were saying. So maybe you can imagine a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, she intuitive. She is very intuitive, like minded, I think. So yeah, I mean, there can like be these. Yeah, I mean, she's very specific, but also very open, but not like very technically. On the technical side, she's like not really understanding the hurdles, I think. For her, it's a thing like you understand it conceptually, and therefore you are already able to perform. So yeah. But I
Well,
think, yeah,
it's also harder when you're doing with nonprofits because like
right.
80%, 86% are people that care. Actually, mostly women who have expertise in Alzheimer's or elder care or fitness or something like that. Uh,
Mm.
and they start this thing, and then all of a sudden their board says, "So tell me about your donor plan and your IT plan, and how are you engaging your team and building your infrastructure?" And they're like huge with imposter syndrome because all of a
Mhm.
sudden they're bored of their executive director, and they're like they need easy ways to do that. So that's one of the reasons I picked the nonprofits, because if I can solve the engagement them, then you get somebody in business that gets it. It's a lot easier. But so I just picked the difficult problem first.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, yeah, just for growth purposes alone. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
So
Well,
that's also why I went with an 8-week kickoff, because limited time, I could do that.
Mhm.
So I'm saying jump in for a big commitment and say, in 8 weeks we'll build this thing, and they're going, 8 weeks, I could do that.
hmm
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd love to talk more about this and ask more about the stuff you're working on, Eric. But I think Tadas shared the Telegram group for consensus, and I want to make sure that we have enough time for consensus that we won't be delayed. So I'll go ahead and I'll start my contributions right now, and then we can reach consensus, and then maybe talk more after that, if that sounds like a good idea. All right. So my work that I'm going to present now that I've been doing for Eden Fractal. So like I mentioned before, we published 2 videos on the Eden Creators YouTube channel over the past, or actually 3 videos from the past 3 events that we've had over the past 2 weeks that are now up and viewable and edited with timestamps and everything like that. And I hosted this one where it's just me and Tadas. Actually, no, it wasn't just me and Tadas. It was just me and Tadas at the end. But also Rosemary joined for the first time in a while, and Zaal joined as well. And we had a great discussion about both the break and also about firmament and synchronous respect trees. And it looks like my computer's bugging out right now. So let's try to go to the next page. Okay, and then we played a respect game, which I hosted as well with Will joining again for the first time, and Zaal too. So had some really good times there. And continuing to support the Eden Fractal community full time. I put out some brief messages too alongside the Eden Creators promotions and invitations. I also just shared some messages inviting everybody to the event and letting everybody know about calendar updates and stuff like that over the past couple weeks. And I posted I think 5 or 6 different topic proposals this week. Most of them were just the same thing that I posted in previous weeks about the Eden Fractal Community Agreement, intent document, Eden Fractal improvements, recognizing prior contributions to Eden Fractal and exploring matrix. But then I made a new one for the topic for the Eden Fractal spring break proposal, and so I carried that nice little message there. And then I also reposted those 2 contribution requests for the intent document and community agreement. Thank you to Tadas for working on the intent document. And then I put together the proposal for Eden Fractal 4-week break that we just discussed, and that has the context and rationale and stuff like that. I think it's important to share these things, like what happens during the break, and thought more about the flexibility clause and everything like that. So just wanted to have a place where everybody can find comprehensive rationale to understand the full rationale for the break, as well as be able to determine the best length of the break and arrangement and so forth. And similarly with this page about thinking about the flexibility clause, and the discussion that we just actually had at Eden Town Hall just helped to facilitate that and provide some ideas for us to discuss, and then approve that proposal an hour ago with Tadas. In addition, I met with Zaal about a week ago, March 6th, and we were discussing lots of stuff about how we could implement ORDAO. We're also talking about like our meeting structure and how I can help support him with Zao Fractal, and then also plans for creating documentation for ORDAO, and I also helped answer some questions for him, and then actually drafted some contribution requests and topic proposals for ORDAO that he didn't make, but I'd suggest that he could use his, if he wanted to, because he had some specific things with ORDAO that he wanted to do with his Zao Fractal, and so basically I just took the transcript of our discussion and then edited it here and sent it to him to see if he wanted to post it or maybe edit it or something like that, just to make it easier for him to get those ORDAO improvements that he was seeking. And then I also shared, after having that meeting with Tadas, I shared some ideas about how Firmament could be branded, or how an Eden Fractal blockchain could work. I think Firmament has a great brand, but I just thought about how it can fit in with their full branding for Eden Fractal and kind of what we're building with this kind of like these markdown files that can be kind of thought of as blocks in a blockchain, so a new kind of Eden Fractal blockchain. I read Tadas's comments, or Tadas's message and new repository for Eden Fractal in this Codeberg, and just thought about that and prepared for today's meeting. And then I responded to Tadas with some thoughts about how Eden Fractal could potentially use a repository model, a two repository model for proposals and specifications like Matrix. This is part of some of the research I've been doing into Matrix over the past few weeks, and just thought it might be relevant for our design here. I also responded to Swarthy Hatter Timothy about Eden Fractal, his new project, If You Know, You Know, and Fractal Nouns, in a few different places in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat, thanking him for the updates and letting him know about how the Eden Fractal governance processes work. And then I worked on several responses. I think this one I also sent to. I responded to him like 2 or 3 times in the Eden Fractal chat. And then I've also been working on some responses to him in the Fractal Nouns chat and some other places where he had previously messaged me. And then I also made some updates to the Optimism Fractal website and Optimism Town Hall website, just because we'd stopped doing those events a while ago, and I figured one kind of outstanding task there was to just add like a little banner at the top of the Optimism Town Hall and Optimism Fractal websites, just to let people know that they're paused and that people can join Eden Fractal and Eden Creators events calendar and Eden Town Hall and so forth. So I worked on just getting those like kind of banners up there, so anybody who checks out Optimism Fractal Optimism Town Hall can be redirected towards Eden Fractal and where we're currently at now. And then I realized there was also some updates I need to do on Eden Fractal and Eden Town Hall that were never done after we rearranged the schedule or paused, like previously linked to the Optimistic events calendar and stuff like that. So still some other edits I could probably make, but just kind of made some quick touch-ups to make these websites all better and more current. And then in addition, I also started working with Codex to build some applications, and also started to implement OpenClaw.ai as well over the past week. So I'm getting started on those things, and then did some continued research with Claude. One about infrastructure research regarding Notion and Obsidian and Markdown and different things like that. Several different documents that I've been generating and reviewing. Also more research into Matrix and Mattermost and other kinds of open source alternative platforms we might want to use. More things about OpenClaw research that I think could be helpful for community agents. I've been researching tail scale and head scale, things that could potentially be useful for Eden Fractal, and also different kinds of ways that a nonprofit could make money, including an endowment kind of strategy. So that's my contributions for now. I didn't set the timer, so my apologies if I went late. I'm not totally sure how long I went there, but hopefully that was interesting and helpful for you. And also welcome Timed. Looking forward to hearing how you've been using OpenClaw as well, and hopefully you've been doing well. We just, the 4 of us just went and shared our contributions. So I'm curious what you've been up to, Time, but I think it probably makes sense, since we've already shared our contributions, for us 4 to reach consensus in the Telegram group that Tadas has created. Although I suppose Time could also go and share some contributions too if we have time for it. But we don't have official rules on if people can join after they've been joining late, and people can share up. You said up just to join, just to support. Okay. Well, thank you for joining and being here to support us. And if you did feel like unmuting at some point and saying hello or sharing a bit more about what you're up to, then we'd be happy to hear from you. And in the meantime, I see that me, Sebastian, and Tadas have all joined the Telegram group where we can reach consensus. So Eric, could you please join that when you get the opportunity?
All right.
All right, and it looks like we're all in. And now everyone please enter your base account as a reply to this message.
Can I post my base account later on? Because it's on my phone and I don't have it with me right now.
I believe so. I mean, yes, you could
I
do
mean, I
that.
have it
You
with
can make
me,
a
but
proposal.
it's a new phone. That's why.
What was that? You said, oh, new phone? Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it an account that you previously used at Eden Fractal? Or I know you also joined
Yeah,
Optimism Fractal
yeah,
at some point.
it's linked to my email address, so it should be the same one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we can find that. If you have access to Telegram right now, which I think you do, one thing you could
Yeah,
do,
okay.
and the way I always find my account is I just type in like EF space, because that will give you any groups that you were previously in. Where we
Okay.
had like EF, right now we're in EF 137,
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
and there you can scroll up and see whatever and see whatever address you provided there, if that's the right one.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. And whenever you find that, Sebastian, you could just write in the chat, and then we can include it. And now, he already did that. Maybe Tosh, you want to put up the poll again? I don't know if your first poll will include Sebastian's address. Getting a good stretch here. Tadas, did you hear me? Should we vote in this poll, or do you want to re-put up that poll, and we'll include Sebastian's address then? Looks like Tadas, you're having a tough time right now. Just know I wish you well. I wish you peace.
Eric, you reply to my address, not to
I'm sorry.
Eris going fractal here. He's bending the
Yeah.
rules.
Meanwhile, we can vote on this. We'll allow to addresses, please.
Oh, okay. So we can just vote here? Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so the poll is up now, and we can rank who should be linked as level 6 and who did the most to contribute to Eden Fractal's mission and vision. And then maybe Eric, whenever you get a chance, you could just respond to Tas's original message rather than his other message.
Okay. I think I'm doing it.
Okay.
No.
Again, it's response.
Yeah. Sorry, it's having trouble when I'm hitting the button on reply. It's doing weird things on my computer. Let's see. Yeah, don't know.
I see 3 votes out of 4 for Eric. So
Okay.
let's give it to him.
We're ranking level 5, so who do you think did the second most to contribute to Eden Fractal based on the presentations? Okay, and we have consensus on level 5 for Tadas. And who do you think contributed the third most based on the presentations? Okay, and it looks like we have consensus on me for level 4, which means that Sebastian will get level 3. We'll all get respect, and we have successfully collaborated to reach consensus on the rankings, but now we have to reach consensus on the delegate of this group. Would anybody... What's up?
No, just can I retract my voice? Yeah, I did. Okay.
What are you trying to do? Oh, did you vote?
No,
Okay.
I already pushed
Okay.
for some reason.
Okay. So, yeah, would anybody or who would like to be a delegate? And if anybody's not sure about how the process works, then feel free to let us know.
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Like, what does it mean to be? Like, what benefit do you get out of it?
So, being a delegate provides you with the power and responsibility to express, help the community make decisions, basically, and have a special role in expressing collective opinions on behalf of Eden Fractal. So, basically, the delegates can approve proposals for Eden Fractal during town halls that happen right before Respect games. So every 2 weeks we have an hour town hall right before the Respect game where the delegates can basically approve proposals. And the way it works, we have this article which you might have seen before. Tadas also has it written on GitHub too. That's more.
I think I read it.
Yeah, and so basically the counselors go into these groups of 4. You can see kind of the rules here, the basic process that I kind of explained just now. But yeah, basically there are 4 councils for each. There's 1 council for each period. So if 3 out of 4 councils approve something, then according to our consensus process, then it's considered to be approved. So for example, when we just approved the proposal an hour ago to set up the spring break, Tadas and I were the only counselors. I could pull up somewhere the spreadsheet where we have our counselors. But yeah, basically we were elected counselors and we each hold 2 council seats. So we had the decision-making power basically between the 2 of us to decide that. But if you or somebody else were to become a counselor, then you'd be part of this process in an official way. You know, not just providing feedback, but also having like an official vote in these processes too.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, that's at edenfractal.com/plus. And also Tadas in that other article he'd written, or not article, I should say, but this Codeberg, he also wrote a thing about exactly how this works too, which is basically the same thing, but just kind of more specific.
Yeah, I will look in it. I will read it in about 1 hour. So
okay.
Give my feedback later on.
Sounds good. So, who is interested? I'm also curious. I accidentally closed my my spreadsheet too, and I sometimes have a difficult time finding it. If I just type in spreadsheet, will it come up? This is Eden Fractal 2 delegates. There we go. So the current delegates are. I have 2 seats, and Tadas has 1 seat. You can see I was elected 3 periods ago, and 1 period ago, and Tadas was elected 2 periods ago. So. Who would like to be a delegate?
I can be a delegate. So we need a delegate to be sure that he can participate in next 2 Respect Game events, or rather Eden Town Halls before Respect Game events.
Next 4.
Yes.
Next 4.
Yeah, and that's a long time frame because there will be a break.
That's true too, yeah. The delegates will still serve over the break, and depending on if we have any sort of flexibility clause, then they wouldn't. If there is no flexibility clause, then they wouldn't have any formal power during that break. But if there is some sort of flexibility clause over the break, then they would have some power over the break. All right, well, I'm in support of Tadas being a delegate. That's what we call it. Yeah, delegates. And I see Eric also voted as well.
Yeah, I just don't know what times my cohorts are going to pick. So they may stomp on this time. That gets first priority during data collection mode.
Okay. Well, it looks like we've reached consensus on Tadas as being the delegate of this group. So Tadas just put out a poll where results can be submitted. Although actually, yeah, that does have everybody's addresses and accounts there and so forth. So everyone can now vote on this poll at eden.frapsa.xyz. This is specifically the poll for the respect game.
Proposal for respect distribution.
Yes.
So this respect game.
Yep, that's correct. And then there'll be another poll. Tadas, do you mind putting that up? The poll for the delegate?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So anyway, does anybody else have any comments? We're just about at the 2 hours, and it's been a great respect game, great town hall. If we want, we can stick around for a bit longer because we started probably 5 minutes late, or we can just wrap it up now or any time. Tadas will be putting up this proposal momentarily, and also maybe I can just go ahead and share as something that people can look forward to, the link that Eric shared. So people can check out t.me/Eden Fractal to stay updated with us over the coming weeks. And you can check out and like and comment and repost on Eric's LinkedIn post, as well as open up that PDF to see what he's doing and how you can get involved. And then, I'd also put out this post just this morning about how the daylight savings time has happened too. So just keep that in mind, because people in Europe, for example, it's going to be happening in a few weeks. But we'll be meeting again for the Eden Town Hall next week at 16 UTC. We'll probably be doing a 2-hour discussion there. So we're just having an open discussion about all the topics we discussed this week, as well as anything else that we have in our minds then. And then we'll be meeting back for the next Eden Fractal event and the final Eden Fractal Respect game event of the first half of season 12 on March 26th. And then we'll be embarking on a break as we discussed. So I hope to see you all at the Eden Town Hall next week, and the Eden Fractal Respect game and Town Hall on the 26th, as well as in the Eden Fractal Telegram chat. We'll probably put out some more messages and stuff there soon, so stay tuned there. Thanks all. Any last comments, or shall we wrap it up now?
I'm good. Thank you, everybody, for what you do.
It was great meeting you again.
Same for my side. Thank you all.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks guys, I really appreciate it, and thanks everybody out there for watching too. If you guys want to join me for a 3-2-1 Go Eden Fractal, then we could do that, and that might be a nice way to wrap it up.
Sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Go Eden Fractal! All right, see y'all next time.
See you.